Alright, let's break this down and dive deep into the truth behind the names we use today. I'm Quaver TV, and today we're going on a wild ride through language, history, and a bit of mysticism to uncover some mind-blowing facts about the most powerful names in existence. We're talking about the true names of the Most High and His Son. This isn't just some dry, academic lecture. I'm here to keep you entertained while you learn. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for this. First, let's start with the basics. Names have power. Now, I know you've probably heard that before, but think about it for a second. Why do you think people say, "Speak of the devil and he shall appear"? Because there's a deep-rooted belief that uttering a name can summon the entity behind it. Now, if that's true for something as lowly as a devil, imagine what happens when you speak the true name of the Most High. That's some serious power, but here's the kicker, most of us have been using the wrong names all along. Yep, we've been calling on names that, quite frankly, don't hold the same weight. And you might be wondering, how did we get here? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dig into that. Let's start with the name of the Son of the Most High, Yahusha. That's right, Yahusha, not Jesus, not Yeshua, but Yahusha. Now, you might be thinking, wait, isn't Jesus the name we're supposed to use? Well, that's what most people think, but the truth is a bit more complicated. You see, the name Jesus is a transliteration. It's like playing the game of telephone. What started as something clear and meaningful got distorted over time. The original name, Yahusha, means Yahweh saves, or Yahweh is salvation. It's right there in the name, Yah, as in Yahweh, and Shua, which means salvation. The name Yahusha directly connects the Messiah to Yahweh, the Most High. But when this name was translated into Greek, it became Iesous, and later, when it was translated into Latin and then English, it became Jesus. Along the way, the name lost its original meaning and its direct connection to Yahweh. It's like losing the essence of what the name truly represents. Now, let's talk about the name Yahweh itself, or as it's more accurately pronounced, Yahuah. Yahuah is the original Hebrew name of the God of Israel. It's composed of Yah and Wah, meaning the self-existent one. This name is considered the most sacred in Jewish tradition. But here's the thing, when this name was translated into different languages, it got all twisted up. You might have heard the name Jehovah before. Well, that's not the original name either. It's an incorrect translation that came about because the letter J didn't even exist in Hebrew. That's right, folks, no J in Hebrew, so no way the name could have started with it. So why does this matter? Why should we care about using the right names? Because there's power in the name. The Bible makes this clear over and over again. In Philippians 2:9-11, it says, "Therefore God exalted him to the highest place and gave him the name that is above every name, that at the name of Yahusha every knee should bow, in heaven and on earth and under the earth." Notice it says, the name, not just any name, but the specific name given by the Most High. In John 16:23-24, Yahusha himself says, "In that day you will no longer ask me anything. Very truly I tell you, my Father will give you whatever you ask in my name." That's a promise, and it's not one to be taken lightly. The name you use matters. It's like having the right key to unlock a door. If you've got the wrong key, you're not getting in, no matter how hard you try. But here's where things get even more interesting. The words we use today, the names we've been taught to use, they often have roots that go back to demons and pagan deities. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me here. Take the word, God, for example. It's a word that's thrown around all the time, but do you know where it comes from? It's derived from the Old English word, God, which in turn comes from the Germanic word, God. Here's the twist, this word was used to describe pagan deities. So when people use the word, God, today, they're actually using a term that was originally associated with a bunch of false gods. That's why it's so important to use the original Hebrew terms, like Yahuah and Elohim, to refer to the Most High. These names haven't been tainted by centuries of mistranslation and pagan influence. Let's go even deeper. In ancient languages, the same words were often used for both divine beings and pagan gods. In Hebrew, the word Elohim can refer to both the Most High and to other gods, depending on the context. That's why understanding the original languages and the meanings behind these words is so crucial. It's not just about semantics, it's about getting to the truth of who we're talking about. You see, when we use these mistranslated names and words, we risk losing the original meaning and significance. It's like having a conversation where you're using words that you think mean one thing, but they actually mean something entirely different. You're not going to get the results you're looking for because the communication is all messed up. Now, let's talk about something that's often overlooked. Jewish tradition holds that names are sacred and shouldn't be altered or translated. Why? Because changing a name can change its meaning, and in the case of divine names, that's a big deal. The name Yahuah, for example, is composed of the letters Yod, Hey, Vav, and Hey. Each of these letters has a specific meaning and significance in Hebrew, and when you alter the name, you lose that depth. And it's not just about the letters, it's about the numerical value, too. In Jewish mysticism, the name Yahuah has a gematria value of 26. This number represents the connection between the divine and creation. It's not just a random number, it's loaded with meaning. The name Yahusha, on the other hand, has a gematria value of 391, which is connected to spiritual awakening and higher consciousness. These numbers aren't just for show, they're part of the deeper, mystical significance of the names. Now, I know this might all sound a bit esoteric, but here's why it matters. When we use the original names and understand their meanings, we're tapping into a deeper spiritual truth. We're not just using words, we're connecting with the divine in a way that's authentic and powerful. But here's where it gets really wild. In the Bible, there are references to books that were left out of the canonical scriptures, books like the Book of Enoch, the Book of Jubilees, and the Apocalypse of Peter. These books, known as the Apocrypha, also emphasize the power of names. For example, the Book of Enoch mentions the name of the Lord as a powerful symbol of divine authority. The Book of Jubilees talks about the importance of naming and the power of divine names. And in the Apocalypse of Peter, the name of the Lord is a source of protection and salvation. These books might not be in your standard Bible, but they're part of the historical and cultural context that shape the scriptures. And they all point to the same truth: the names we use matter, and they have real power. So, what do we do with all this information? Well, it's simple. We start using the true names. We start calling on Yahuah and Yahusha, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because there's real power in those names. When you pray, when you call out to the Most High, use the names that He gave us. Don't settle for watered down, mistranslated versions that have lost their meaning. And here's the thing, this isn't just about getting the words right. It's about reclaiming our connection to the divine. It's about understanding the true nature of the Most High and His Son and tapping into the power that comes from that understanding. It's about breaking free from the linguistic and cultural chains that have been placed on us and embracing the truth in its purest form. Now, you might be wondering, does this mean I've been doing it wrong all my life? Well, yes and no. Look, we've all been taught things that aren't quite right. It's not about beating yourself up for what you didn't know, it's about moving forward with what you do know now. It's about taking this knowledge and using it to deepen your relationship with the Most High. And let's be real, nobody gets everything right all the time. But now that you know the truth, you have the opportunity to make a change. Start using the names Yahuah and Yahusha in your prayers, in your conversations, in your life. See how it changes your connection to the divine. See how it brings more power, more clarity, more truth into your spiritual journey. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the power of names, remember this: words have meaning, and names have power. Don't take them lightly. The Most High gave us these names for a reason, and it's up to us to honor that gift by using them as they were meant to be used. Think of it as a key to unlocking a door that leads to a deeper understanding, a stronger connection, and a more authentic spiritual experience. The names Yahuah and Yahusha are not just labels, they're a direct link to the divine, a way to invoke the true essence of the Most High and His Son. In a world where so much has been lost in translation, where the original meanings have been obscured or forgotten, we have the chance to reclaim the truth. We have the opportunity to step out of the shadows of misunderstanding and into the light of true knowledge. It's like tuning into the right frequency, where everything suddenly becomes clearer, more vibrant, more real. So, what's next? It's simple. Take this knowledge and put it into practice. When you pray, call on Yahuah and Yahusha. When you speak about the divine, use their true names. Educate yourself further, dig into the original texts, and let that knowledge transform your understanding. Remember, the power isn't just in knowing these names, it's in using them. It's in letting them guide your thoughts, your words, and your actions. It's in letting them bring you closer to the divine truth that has always been there, just waiting for you to uncover it. And as you do this, don't be surprised if you start to see changes in your life. Don't be surprised if your prayers feel more powerful, if your spiritual journey feels more profound, if your connection to the Most High feels more real. That's the power of truth. That's the power of the true names of the Most High and His Son. So go ahead, embrace the truth, use the true names, and watch as the doors to a deeper spiritual understanding begin to open before you. You've got the key, now it's time to use it. This is Quaver TV, and I'm signing off, but not without leaving you with this final thought: names are more than just words. They are the essence of who we are and who we worship. Use them wisely, use them truthfully, and let their power transform your life.